Hi, previously you learned how to get all the data from a worksheet. A worksheet is a particular sheet inside a Google spreadsheet which could have multiple worksheets. So we got the 2013 worksheet data, and you also learned that if you want a particular row from those data, you wanted to use indexing. So if we apply a 0 index there in the data variable and run, we're going to get the very first row with data. So this one with a temperature of -20, which is the very first row with data. Right. We also have a header here. So with an index of 0, we get the first record with data. Now, what if you want to get a row based on the internal Google Sheets coordinate system, which is, for example, let's suppose you want this row. The internal Google Sheet system, coordinate system, is, for this particular row, it would be A5. So this cell here, A5 for this cell, up to, let's say we want up to A5. So we want these rows here, A5, E5, A5, E5. For that, you'd want to use another method, and that is get values. So you input a string, which is a range, A5, colon, E5. Don't use any spaces here. So that is a data variable, and let's print the data variable here without the index. Run, and this is the output. 2013 113 -19. Let's check if that's right. Yeah, so 2013 113 -19. So that's how you get a particular row. And if you wanted the entire row, you'd change that to F5 to include the pressure also. So that will add one more value at the end of this list. Now, pay attention to the format of this data here. So it's a list of lists. The values are inside the nested lists as strings, you see. Now, this list of lists is beneficial if you want more rows. For example, let's see how to get these 2 rows or these 3. For that, you want to get the coordinates of the diagonal cells, which is the coordinates for this and the coordinates for the extreme point, this one here. So we're looking at A5 for this and F7 for that one. So F7, run that, and this time we really have a list of multiple lists. So that is the first row, that is the second row as a list, and that is the third row. All these 3 lists are inside a list. Right, let's now see how to get a column. So that was get a row or rows. Get a column. So let's rename that to a row or rows, and this to a column. So again, we refer to the worksheet object. Dot again is the same method, get values. And it gets a string, so let's suppose we want this column. For that, we would write C2 to C25. C2 to C25. Print column here. Run. I've got a typo, it's get values, sorry. Run again. And yeah, that's the entire column. However, this is not the best way to get a column, because you see it's not the appropriate data type, a list of lists. So a better way to get the values of a column is to use the call values method. And this now gets as input an index. So let's try 2 and see what we get. So that is the month column now. It's a plain list non-nested list here. So the month column is the second column, this one here. So as you can see, we get the entire column, and also the indexing starts from 1 with this method called values, right? Let me change that to column, the comment. So, of course, if you don't want the month there, you could apply a slice syntax such as 1 up to everything after the first. And the month, the header of the column, is excluded from the result. So this is getting a column by index, getting a row or rows by cells, get a column by index, and there's also a method to get rows by index, the equivalent of call values. Get a row by index. So that is rows equals to worksheet 1 dot row values. So if you want the third row, for example, let's print rows here and see what we get. And it's this row with a temperature of -24, which corresponds with this one here. So with an index of 3, you get that. So that has an index of 1, that has an index of 2, and that has an index of 3. Or again, you could use the original methods which we used in the beginning of this video to get one particular row. It's important to be consistent, so just remember that the index in here starts from 1. And that's the end of this video. In the next video, we're going to look at how to get the value of a particular cell and also how to search for cells that have a particular value. So I'll talk to you in the next video.